everybody. Today is Thursday, December 11th, 2025, and we are back for another episode of Bricks and Beyond, a creator showcase series. For those of you that may be joining for the very first time, Bricks and Beyond is a showcase series that highlights members of the LEGO community. Each episode of the series will give you a personalized look into the person behind the account. Tonight's guest is joining us from the Hoosier State, otherwise known as Indiana. He is a Twitch partner, an AFOL, and as his mother once said, a face made for radio. On Instagram, he goes by zachmrutledge. You also see him over on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Tonight, I'm here to simply introduce you to him as Zach. So let me get him on here. There he is in the flesh.
Hello. We gotta get the hype in the chat here. Come on.
This is what I love. So straight off the bat, you can tell that you're active on Twitch because you have all the bells and whistles. So I'm just going to ask you because I'm not familiar. What I need this stuff. So what is it that you're using over there to get all these sounds?
I fell in love with the Rodecaster. So Rode made a podcasting what do they call it? A podcasting mixer interface. Okay. This was probably back in 2020, I think, is when I grabbed it, or maybe 2021. And it was mainly designed as just a podcasting interface, and that was what it was. So a lot of us in the streaming world grabbed one of these, and then we tried to figure out how to make it work for more of a streaming live production type of broadcasting type of mixer. Yeah. And Rode picked up on that so many people were trying to use it this way that they came out with another iteration, the Pro 2, and they specifically made it as a not just a podcasting type of interface, but an actual live production mixer. I see. So it's got a bunch of sound pads and boards, and it can, MIDI into your computer, and has multiple outputs to send to multiple computers if you want. So it's a very powerful tool that they have developed here. And so me and a lot of other people, I've kind of helped spread the word about, like, hey, you need one of these. And since then they've created smaller versions of it, and they actually have a version now that is a dual video mixer, video switcher, and audio mixer and stuff like that. So me being a gearhead and a tech nerd and a broadcast guy, like, this was a fantastic piece of gear that I absolutely cannot live without at this point. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to need some info on that. I already mentioned to you, I need lots of help in multiple ways in the streaming world. Some might suggest I have some needs of help in other areas, but I
have phone numbers for that as well. So I can make
That's fair. I
can I wait?
That.
I got to point out the fact that I'm looking at your YouTube thing, and it just hit me, of all the dang episodes for you to put me in, that this year of all.
Look at that.
Seriously? What the like, what are we doing? What are we doing here with this episode 6, 7? Are you kidding me?
I'm going to have to highlight that better.
Oh my God. Of all of the dang numbers to be an episode on.
Someone should have put a rap together for us or something, because I dropped the ball on that one. I apologize. I let you down on this one.
God. I can't win.
It means nothing.
I can't win.
It means nothing. I don't, you might as well just say 41, because that's something. And what's all the other numbers we say now? I mean, however, did you think about
17 out a lot? 17 is my go-to number. I don't know 17. Why.
Okay.
I've never understood why, and then now it's very timely and because that's the me being a massive Colts fan here in the Hoosier State. Now we've brought the aging 44-year-old quarterback out of retirement, and of course he's going to wear number 17. So now it's like I can't. It's like I can't get away from the number 17. No. Apparently, I can't get away from the number 67. Like, no, it's just like, what are we doing?
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I didn't even put 2 and 2 together there. So you're blessed.
Why can't we get back to like where it used to be with 69, and we just all say nice?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Though? Remember, we did have 8, 6, 7 back in the day. So
Yeah.
that what was that? 867-5309? Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So see, look at that. We had 6-7 back in the day too. So
Oh boy.
all right. So you were already streaming today. So you must be going a million miles a minute, or you're just about ready to crash. I know when we chat, we talked yesterday. I unfortunately had some Christmas shopping I was supposed to be doing, so I didn't get to catch you today. Did you fit? What did you end up doing today?
We just gamed out a little bit.
Oh,
I'm a
nice. Okay.
big Destiny 2 game fan. I've really gotten into this Arc Raiders game that came out,
Yeah.
and so I knew I only had a couple of hours, and just one of those things where it was like I just want to kind of game out a little bit before I'm getting ready to leave on a trip tomorrow.
Oh,
And
nice. Okay.
I was just like, I just want to game out for a little bit, just chill. I'm waiting on. I've been working on the UCS Death Star light kit from Light My Bricks,
Okay.
and I needed unfortunately, one of the power cables that was sent was bad, and I needed a new one. So they're overnighting that to me tonight.
Oh, nice.
But I'll get it when I get back. So I couldn't, like, I was at a stopping point with that. I didn't really want to start another set because, typically when we do Lego on Twitch, we don't even open a bag. We don't touch bricks for a good hour at least, at the earliest, when we do Lego. So I was like, I'm gonna have an hour to build anything at that point. Like, I'm not gonna, like, what are we doing? Like, so I was just like, we're just gonna vibe. We're gonna game for a little bit tonight, and that's where we're gonna be. And it was fine. It was fine. It was just casual night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need some of those, especially this time of year, because there's a lot
Sure.
going on. So just kind of getting the lay back a little bit. But what's any plans for so you're traveling. So is it a far trip or close by trip?
We're heading down to Miami for the weekend. And it's
Hence the shirt.
No, I'm just putting out the vibes, man. We got Star Wars on the brains. I'm wearing my best Star Wars shirt. Like, I've been working on Star Wars Lego sets. Where Destiny 2, the game I was talking about, like, they've got a whole Star Wars expansion going on right now. So I'm just like, my brain is Star Wars 24/7 right now.
Well, you're giving Miami vibes. So I mean, that's you're sending off multiple vibes here. So.
Hopefully, I don't give off crazy Florida man vibes. Like, that's what we don't want.
Didn't somebody make a minifigure after the Florida man? Isn't he like the Hawaiian shirt and the long hair and beard? So kind of like you and I. Like, if we combined Hawaiian shirt, long hair, beard, So.
I like it.
Yeah. See.
I could wish to have an epic beard. Like, if I tried to grow that kind of beard, it would just grow straight. It's like my hair. My hair looks like, if I grow it out, it looks like Bob Ross and Wolverine had a love child, because it just kind of grows from the side. Like, it's like Bozo the Clown light. You know what I mean? But my beard does the same thing. It just kind of grows this way. And then if I grew like that,
do they connect?
It would just, I would just look at this weird chia pet kind of situation. If I let it all happen at the same time, it would be awful.
I'm not gonna lie. I would enjoy seeing that. I mean, that would be some
maybe
content.
Maybe it's a charity goal down the road for me. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, good. Well, actually, I did a charity event earlier this year. Maybe I'll hold you to that, and we'll include you in that, but growing the beard instead of shaving. So
there we go. That's the one thing I'm not allowed to do. I'm not allowed to, according to my wife, I'm not allowed to shave the beard. Like, you can never shave it.
Yeah.
It's not allowed to be touched, other than like, we can grow it out. But I did grow it out one year, and I had to keep, kind of shaving it down here, growing it out here. And then it just, like, this whole bushy, whatever mess of curly hair just like sat on my chin. And it was, it just looked absolutely awful.
Your beard, is it? I read the comment at your beard. I thought it said is the stuff of nightmares, but that isn't the stuff of nightmares. So, so that's oh, that's good. All right, so Miami this weekend. Now, obviously, we have Christmas, New Year's coming up. Any big plans for you and your family for those holidays?
Me, like most of the world, my family and I will be spending the holidays watching Stranger Things.
Yes,
that's pretty much what we're going to be doing.
Yeah,
I feel like the Duffer Brothers have strategically made it so they are going to emotionally damage us for the entire holiday season this year. So they started with Thanksgiving, and now we're going to do Christmas and New Year. So it's going to be a blasty blast.
they did say they don't expect a lot of bloodshed. So that does not mean no people won't die. There just won't be a
Man,
lot of
we're going. I'm
bloodshed.
telling you, they're
So,
following the same formula as Star Wars, as any other good, like drama, right? Like we are literally going to, it was a great, happy, somewhat ending to the first volume. We're going to go straight into Empire Strikes Back in volume 2
yeah.
here on Christmas, and they are killing somebody. They are going to Han Solo somebody in that freaking thing,
Okay.
and and they're going to leave us on that cliffhanger of somebody being wiped off the board. My vote is Steve Harrington. I think we're losing Steve at the end of volume 2. And then and then in drama, right? And that's the second act, and then the third act, it's how do our heroes get out, and then they get out. They're eventually gonna acquire some murder bears in volume 3 and somehow save the planet. That's
All right. So I'm gonna piggyback off your two comments, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I like the Steve thought, but I'm gonna go with Robin. And my interest would be, I wish they would end it like Infinity War. Just shock us. Vecna wins.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Something big is. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna lose. The heroes are gonna lose at the end of volume 2 somehow, and I don't know how many people go out in the process of that. I feel like you get one big death in that. I don't know if it's Robin, but I feel like you get one big death. The only reason I keep going back to Steve is they have literally kicked his butt for 4 seasons. Every season he gets his butt kicked, and he somehow survives. But they have this weird love triangle thing going on, right? And they have for a while now between Jonathan and Nancy and Steve. And they have to resolve that. And you can't, in my opinion, you can't kill off Jonathan, because then it's too easy. Like at that point, it's like, because that's who Nancy's with right now. So then the backup plan is Steve, right? You can't do that. But if you send him out in a hero's death, like I feel like that is the way to go. He goes out. Him and Dustin are kind of at odds right now. Like he goes out saving his best friend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like that's
man. So really, when you really think about it, though, if that is how it goes, then can you almost say that Dustin has lost more in the series, because like he had that pretty deep connection there with Eddie, or not Eddie.
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah. So I mean, and then I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting concept. So the only reason I said Robin was because anybody who gets close to Will, like that's almost like in a mentor capacity, dies. Bob, dead. Who was the one in between him and Robin? I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank here, but I started thinking about it. I was just like, that's an interesting concept.
Barb wasn't. Barb wasn't.
No, Barb was not. No. I saw something today that a theory going around that Barb was so mad after she died that she became the Mind Flayer.
I love that. I love that. I'm waiting for the resurrection of the dead that are still in the Upside Down. So it'd be Eddie and it would be Barb. Because they died in the Upside Down. And there's this whole idea in D&D of Vecna being a necromancer and stuff like that. So I feel like they're going to resurrect some of those people, and we'll see a return of Eddie and maybe Barb at that point.
That's interesting. So are you a D&D guy?
I am not at all. The only thing I know of D&D is literally what I've learned from this show.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I always, I've known some people that have played, and then they, there's these card shops that do like the D&D nights and that kind of stuff. But I never dove into it, so I was kind of learning, with you as the show progressed. So it definitely seems like an interesting concept to play. I just think I'm getting to the point now where my brain can't learn new things. So.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I feel there was a game that came out a couple years ago, video game that came out a couple years ago, or last year maybe, and Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
And I feel like that could be a good introduction for people that don't understand D&D to do it in a video game form where it really like slow rolls you and teaches you how to the mechanics and stuff like that. And I've got a buddy that's a game dev, and he's kind of said the same thing. Like, yeah, that's a good place to kind of start. So it's on my list of games that I eventually need to play it, at some point. But I feel like that could be my introduction into that world.
All right. So one more before we dive in here. One more question: will Grand Theft Auto 6 be released before we're elderly?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're saying next year, right? Like, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Luckily, like, I have no vested interest in that game. Like, I remember playing the first one when it came out, and I was obsessed with it, mainly because I was obsessed with the 80s soundtrack they had in the game, and it was they just ripped all the 80s music out of Scarface and put it on your car radio, and I loved that little like Easter egg of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But that was I enjoyed, but I never really got into any of the GTA games after that, so it didn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, then you're not sitting around waiting for it.
I'm already your face is elderly, chat. I see you out there.
Grand Zach Auto.
Good Lord.
Oh gosh. All right. So anything what's on the Christmas lists for you? Anything exciting this year?
Man, I tell you that I just want world peace.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
That's what I want. I've got I'm good. I've got as far as Lego goes, I walked away with the Enterprise as kind of like my last set of the year, and I feel very happy about that. And yeah, I'm not really putting anything on the Christmas list this year.
Okay. All right. Will you be getting the Krill House January 1?
Yes, that is a definite. The plan is watch the series finale the night before, and then pop over to the store on
same.
On January. Can't wait.
Now, did you see that they're releasing the finale in select theaters? Is that something that would interest you? Or
tried to get tickets. For whatever reason, the theater in the one theater that was running it in our city put it in the smallest auditorium they had, and they have like 20 seats, and they were gone in 30 seconds. I was like, look, you could have filled 6 theaters with that thing, and it would have sold out. So I'm not really sure why they did what they did, but fine. We'll grab some popcorn. What I'll probably do is go to the theater, grab popcorn for the fam, right? Come back and watch it in our the home theater down here in the basement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So nothing beats a bucket of cold popcorn and home. So
it's not cold. It'll be fine. Be fine. It's not like cold pizza. Okay. You psychopaths out there that eat cold pizza. I know who you are.
See, I could do cold pizza, but
yeah, you're one of those psychopaths.
Yeah,
I get it.
Cold popcorn, man.
You probably put pineapple on that pizza as well, don't you?
No,
don't you?
Relax,
psychopath.
Relax over there. I'm not going that far. All right. So obviously we have some Lego chat we're going to get into in a little bit, but
why that? We could just keep talking Stranger Things for the next hour and a half.
We could. We could Lego Stranger Things. You can mix the two together, but
it's true.
We will.
How good is that set, though? Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah. It's incredible.
They killed it with it, and I haven't put it together yet. But I'm like, and I know some people are like, whatever. There are 20,000 minifigures in that set. Like they nailed it, and it's so cool. And then the opening feature of it and all that's. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so excited for that. And I called it, man. Self-promotion. We were doing. We have our own Lego podcast. I was talking to my co-host about it, and he was like, I would love to see Stranger Things come back, but what would they do? And I said, if they don't give me a Krill house at some point in time, I'm going to riot. And then they did it. Lego, you did it. So excited.
He's got insider information.
I do not have any insider. They don't tell me nothing. I know people in the Lego Ambassador Network, and they don't tell me nothing. I consider them friends, and they still don't tell me nothing.
You know, I could never see why. I mean, you're not on any social media. You don't talk to anybody.
I
So
wouldn't spill the beans. I can be held with secret. I'm trusted. I'm a trusted individual.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know, sometimes you know people can say something and you can slip, and you know,
I can't imagine me ever doing that.
Chat. Oh,
don't answer that, chat.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Moving on. All right, so in the state of Indiana, I got to ask you, what exactly is a Hoosier?
Well, in 49 other states, it's basketball, but this is Indiana. I have no idea what that means, but that's apparently what I don't know. I Googled that. I have no idea. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I have lived in Indiana my entire life, and I have very, very little Hoosier pride.
You haven't even hopped on the bandwagon for football?
I don't, it's like, where are you from? You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I answer that question. So it's not, it's not something I go around like, go.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm from Pittsburgh. Everybody loves Pittsburgh around here, apparently. And everybody asks me, where are you from? I say, Pittsburgh. Oh, you don't like it? No. So I get you.
Pittsburgh people are weird, man. I guess so many of you all are like, I love it. Go Steelers.
Yep. Oh, vomit.
Whatever.
Vomit. I'm a Cowboys fan, so.
Oh, in Steeler country? Wow.
I am. Yes. I mean, granted, neither one of us have had anything to brag about over the past how many years. So,
hey, man, Cowboys are looking good this year. They've stumbled a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, but I have to basically have the Eagles lose every game, and we have to win every game to get in the playoffs. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Hurts just needs to throw an interception twice in one pass.
That was
just keep doing that. So. Just keep doing that. You'll be there in no time.
All right, so
whatever, man. We got Phillip Rivers. Come on, I don't want to hear no complaints about your team. We're starting a 44-year-old quarterback. He's got grandkids, man. The dude's got grandkids.
Yeah. How many grandkids? Because how many kids does he have? He's got
He's got 17 kids, man. I don't know. I think he's got one grandkid. To be fair, he's still a year younger than me, but at this point, I feel like I could go out and throw that ball. Like, I mean, like, what are we doing here?
You know, I could have sworn he had 6 or 7.
Oh my God. We're cut. We're done.
Hey, right here. Merry vibes only. That's all I'm going to say. You know,
Chat, what are we doing? What are we doing?
As soon as we're done here, I got to get this info on this soundboard because I need this in my life on a weekly basis. So
he just wants the bleep button. That's all he wants. He cares less about anything, all the other powerful stuff that this thing does, right?
But
he wants that beat button. So he can just sit there and any guest like me that's just loud and obnoxious, he can just go the entire time they're talking.
So when are you familiar with baseball?
I know there's a ball and a bat involved.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So back in was it 20? I think it was 2010 when the Pittsburgh Pirates actually made it back in the playoffs. You know, they've stunk for the longest time. They made it in the playoffs. Our local radio station did the most hilarious thing. They would play Pirates highlights, and they would take the commentators' calls like a home run call, and they would bleep out certain words so it would sound like they were actually cussing. It was like the greatest content. I mean, simple stuff like that. Like you can literally just take somebody randomly talking and bleep them out, and it sounds like they were cussing about something.
Oh yeah, I love that so much.
It's good. All right. Well, thanks for reminding me or making me self-aware that I need this in my life. So
it's fantastic.
Okay, so in Indiana, all right, let's just say instead of you going to Miami for vacation or whatever you're doing, let's just say somebody said, "Hey, Zach, we're coming to see you this weekend." where are you taking people? Was there anything exciting by you, or is Indiana literally just as boring as I would say Pittsburgh?
Oh God, this time of year. Ugh.
Cornfields?
Yeah, cornfields. This time of year, it would be. It's a little bit more rough this time of year because it's just cold. It's cold. We got ice and snow coming in tonight, and I mean, there's a lot of the typical. See, this is how bad this is. I used to work. I used to do all the video marketing for the Indianapolis Convention and Visitors Bureau. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I used to be Mr. Tourism. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
And I still can't tell you what the heck to do here. But I we have a lot of museums and things like that, and a lot of them are doing holiday types of events and displays and things. But I mean, if you want to do the typical tourism thing, you can go to the NCAA Hall of Champions is here. The NCAA is headquarters here, right? So they've got a museum there. They've got the Idle Jorg Museum, which does a they call it Jingle Rails, and it's like a festive Christmas thing. But it's that's a cool museum. Our Museum of Art is actually really, really good. And they have 100 acres of scenic grounds at this art museum, and during the Christmas time, it is filled with light displays and stuff like that. And
nice.
You just walk through, and so you show up at night and you grab some hot chocolate and you just kind of walk around, and it's very pretty. Our local zoo does a lot of holiday Christmas type of stuff. Our Monument Circle downtown, which is a giant like obelisk looking monument, that's literally lit up like a Christmas tree.
Nice.
It's just it's the whatever. It's the tourist type of stuff to do.
Sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, no, you come spend the weekend with me. We're building Lego. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going outside. It sucks outside. Like, we're not going out there. So
that's
what
fair.
we're gonna do.
Okay. Well, and so when you said theater room, do you actually have a theater room, like a legit theater room, or you just refer to it as a theater room?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's because we got like the surround system, like the Dolby system, like set up around in the ceiling and all that stuff and whatever. And so sound wise, it probably sounds better than it actually looks, because the TV, it's a TV, it's a TV, but it's like a nice whatever 4K TV kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, I mean, that's where I tend to like want to watch or experience movies and
I'm with you,
sports games and stuff like that and whatever. But no, we don't have like fancy theater seating or a projection kind of system or whatever. But the sound is where it's at. The sound system down here is like it's nice.
The best part about the home theaters is that you can hit the pause button and you can go to your own bathroom and you can get your own beverages and food and all that, and that's it. So
absolutely,
because I mean, we've all been there. You've held it during a movie, so you don't miss anything, because then you have to come back and then you have to ask what happened. Then by the time you ask what happened, then you've missed more, and then that person didn't know, so you got to ask somebody else. So it's an endless vicious.
Yeah, I don't know how people are getting through Avatar this coming weekend or whatever it is. Like, it's like 3.5 hours long or something. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Well,
good luck.
I heard. Is there an Avengers Doomsday trailer dropping with that?
Supposedly. I don't think it's been confirmed, but supposedly, like, we're getting that. And I think if you go see Avatar in IMAX, you're also getting like a 5 or 6 minute prologue to the Odyssey, Nolan's new Odyssey film. But you have to see it at IMAX to get that 6-minute preview or whatever.
Interesting. Makes me want to buy a ticket just to go, and then I'll leave.
I know, right? Oh, yeah.
Nothing against Avatar. I'm just not ready to sit for 3.5 hours.
I don't know, man. I think people are done with the Avatar movies. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The last one still made $1 gazillion. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm completely wrong, but I seem to hear this sentiment more than anything when it comes to this new one. Because is it really breaking new ground at this point? Like, that was what set the first one apart so much, and then they expanded upon what they created and developed to do all this underwater stuff for the second one. This one, we're not really, doesn't feel like we're breaking new ground yet.
No, that's, I mean, because I saw the trailer on TV last night, and I was just like, oh, it's just like a regular movie. I mean, didn't really seem like I don't know, different. Do you
Yeah.
here's something, see if you remember. So I remember when the first Avatar came out, there were all these news stories about how people were like, I don't know if you remember this, people were committing suicide because they were saying like when they left the movie theater coming back in the real world, like the real
I do
world
not
seemed so
remember.
yeah, like the real world seemed so fake and that they wanted to be in Avatar world. And yeah, yeah, it was like it was scary. I mean, it was
Wild.
yeah, I mean, I'm not that type of person, but I can certainly see how somebody would think the Avatar world was a escape from what we live in, you know, but not to that extent.
Hey, whatever, man.
I think, you know what, I think it was the 3D glasses. I think that's what did it.
That's the other thing too, is I'm assuming this is going to be like you're going to be forced to watch this in 3D again.
Mm,
I'm assuming. I don't know.
see, I
I'm trying
can't
to remember if
right.
I did the second one in 3D. I don't remember. I feel like I watched it in Dolby Atmos and that wasn't 3D, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
I've been preferring the Dolby over IMAX lately.
Oh yeah, that's my go-to is the Dolby
Yeah.
Atmos. Yeah,
Yeah.
my IMAX screen here in town is not. The seats are very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Eh,
that's what I always said too. It was weird because they always used to hype the IMAX, but I prefer the Dolby. I'll take Dolby over IMAX any day.
any day. Yeah,
Yeah.
any day.
I'm just curious why you can't mix the two.
Give it time. It might.
I mean, it
I mean,
seems
I don't
like
know.
the Dolby's the surround or the sound, and the IMAX is the screen. So why
Yeah.
can't you
Well,
just?
I mean, IMAX used to have really good sound, like what they would
That's what I
consider pinnacle
thought.
sound as well. But like once you got to the Dolby Atmos side and they started incorporating like, underneath seat,
Yeah, yeah.
bass and
Yep.
things like that, that really immersed you into it. I'm with you. Like that's the next logical step is
Yeah, you would
it's an
think
IMAX Dolby Atmos environment kind of
that would
thing.
be. Oh my gosh, that'd be incredible.
That makes more sense to do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I just don't know if it's just not technologically possible yet or whatever. I
Well,
don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it is 2025. We are kind of archaic at this point. So,
Yeah, we should have flying cars by now. This
so
is
I always
ridiculous.
said the Jetsons, man, come on, they
Yeah,
hyped us for something that doesn't even exist.
it is
So
ridiculous.
disappointing.
Man, technology wise, we moved so far ahead so fast, like
Yeah,
within a good span of like 50 years, and then we just stopped.
yeah, flat on the
Like
face.
and now it's just AI. Like that's just
Yeah,
like that's where
oh,
we are. And we're not innovating anymore when it comes to that.
no.
It's just AI, and we're letting AI try to innovate for us instead, and it just sucks.
I thought that video you looked a little weird the other day. I thought I saw an extra hand popping out of you. No.
Shh! Don't give away my secrets.
Oh gosh. Good stuff. So, all right. So, interesting topic because I see you have some regulars in the chat here. So I don't know if any of these would
I don't
these
claim any of these people. I don't know who any of these people are.
well, I'm gonna call them out on something here because you brought something up yesterday, and I want to know the story. So, or if there even is a story. So you're married and you have one son,
Yes.
and they each have their own names in your community. So can you share those names? And if anybody in the chat can give me a reason or give me a story where the names came from, or they just literally came from some random person.
They're affectionately referred to as Lady Rutledge and Little Lord Rutledge. So at some point in time, we were dubbed royalty, and I think I kind of remember where a community member was. Speaking of D&D, was kind of developing a like a role playing type of world.
Okay.
And he had created from some of his various favorite content creators, he had created like these different like lands and worlds and whatever
Okay.
inside this world, right? So think Game of Thrones or whatever,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And like in each one of those, countries or areas or whatever were like dubbed certain, and you ruled over them. And so I remember the name sticks in my head. It was like I was like Lord of a Rutland Guard or something like that,
Okay.
right? And like.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that's where it all came from, but I could be completely merging two separate ideas and whatever. But that's how like I just all of a sudden just kind of translated into that, and then the wife changed her username to that,
Okay.
To so when she popped in, I don't remember if it was already established that that's who she was before she made the account, or how it went, but like that's how it all went down.
Okay. All right. So your wife and son now, are they active with you in all facets of what you do, be it gaming, Lego, or does one do more than the other in different areas?
My son he has hit that teenager role, and he is embracing it fully, man. He is
Good for
too
him.
cool for dad these days, you know what I'm saying? So he is 6-7ing it up wherever he is at all times. I have no idea what he's doing. It was sad because I really had hoped and waited for the day when, him and I would spend a weekend sitting shoulder to shoulder at a table, clicking bricks together or whatever.
Yep.
And he is not into it, man. And it sucks. And I have so tried to force the issue, but it is not something that he even remotely cares about. The wife will attempt, just because that is she wants to spend time with me, and she knows that is one way she can do that.
It's an easy way.
Yeah. But she does not have the patience for Lego. And a lot of times we buy sets that she wants, but I put them together, and then they go on display in her office.
She gets to display them, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. You get the build. She gets.
That's great. I love it because I enjoy the experience. Whatever. Which is funny because she's a puzzle person, so she will sit. Wow. So like, at Thanksgiving this past year, her sister, our brother-in-law, they sat at the kitchen table, putting a puzzle together.
Okay.
For hours. And I was sitting over there working on the Sherlock Holmes book nook the entire time myself. Like that was, like we had two separate parties going on or whatever. And they'll do that, but like they won't sit there and do the Lego. And I'm like, I don't get it, man. But hey, whatever. Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Interesting, because puzzles, while it's kind of like a Lego set, they do come together and you have to find the pieces, but the puzzle seems much more complicating because you have to build your edges. You got to get that all done. Then you have to find the middle pieces. That actually is more complicating in my opinion.
Spend more time on a puzzle just looking for the piece that you need rather than actually doing the construction of it. And that's where I'm like, I just don't understand that. And then more times than not, you immediately take it apart.
True.
Like when you're done, unless you're one of those real crazies that are going to put it in a book or something like that, or frame it. Most people don't do that with their puzzle, and you just take it apart. And I'm like, what are we doing?
However, in the interest of fairness, is space a problem for puzzle builders?
I mean, it could be if you don't take it apart.
Well, but I mean, what if they just take it apart?
Well, then
and you're done.
I mean, I guess it was the journey. Blah 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 blah. Whatever, man. I like looking at and playing with my Lego when I am done. Okay, I get to whatever. That's why I just don't understand puzzles. I don't get it. I know people love them. There's a reason why they're popular. I get it. I just not me. Which is fine. There's a lot of people look at Lego and they go, "I don't get it." And that's fine. It's fine.
That's fair. But so now I'm thinking here: is there such thing as mock puzzling, or puzzles literally just Lego sets?
Oh my god, that's just taking a picture and just cutting it up yourself with a cookie cutter.
So technically, puzzle mocks. You can make your own puzzle mock. I mean, yeah. See, look at that.
I guess, but you poor soul. Why would you do that to yourself?
Really, a mock is just drawing something or studioing it and then just putting it together, right?
Yeah, but a puzzle is got very specific pieces that connect to other very specific pieces. The Lego system, in its patent, and its brilliance of its patent, was that they're all interlocking bricks that can interlock with each other, and it doesn't have to follow a set pattern. Okay. So,
all right.
A puzzle is a very set pattern. I think that would be very difficult. I mean, yes, I guess technically you could start to find things, but you're just going to have this weird, crazy amoeba of a puzzle that doesn't make anything.
Mosaics. You could make a puzzle mosaic mock. See?
You are living in rainbow land, sir. I don't even know where you can make a mosaic out of a puzzle of random puzzle pieces that listen, I'm sure there is an artist out there that has done this.
Sure. Yes.
And that poor soul probably spent 17 years of their life making that one puzzle. And it's going to hang in the Smithsonian or something somewhere. Like, I don't know, but like,
I hope your wife randomly decides just to listen to this for whatever reason. Then she clicks on this exact spot and she comes up with this grand idea for a mock puzzle.
She would never do that. She would never do that. She's like me. Yeah. She's like me when it comes to like, she wants to follow the instructions, follow the picture, follow the pattern, and make it. And I'm like that with Lego. I refer to myself as the Lego tracer. I am out there to follow somebody else's blueprint and put it together. I'm not a mock builder.
Yeah.
I am not organized enough to be a mock builder. I'm going to let all the other more smart people of the planet in the Lego fandom be those mock builders out there. You do you, have a good time. I will sit back and watch you and go, wow, that's incredible, amazing. Where are my instructions?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, on the flip side, you do have buttons too that you can press over there. So
yeah, your face is Picasso, RC Spaceport. I see you out there.
Oh man, see, it's funny. You can take any hobby and some way you can intertwine them to kind of be one and the same. Just depends on how much time, patience, and mind that you have.
Listen, you cannot take cooking. Well, no, I guess you could take cooking and make it a puzzle.
You could.
An edible puzzle. There's a business idea. Let me trademark
edible
that
puzzles
fast before we.
Wait, you missed out on the edible underwear. So,
as far as you know.
Oh man, I better look at that packaging next time. It probably has your name down under the copyright. He is not denying.
See, I can't keep a secret.
Come on, members. Come on, man. I was waiting for a button there. Don't you have something exciting over there to use for that? That's fair. That's fair. All right. Anyway, no comment. That's probably a wise place to stay. So, all right. So the family, outside of Lego and puzzles and being a 6'7" kid, what do you guys enjoy doing as a family?
Oh boy. We're very easygoing people. Which is so funny to say because the juxtaposition between these two things is crazy. We hate people. And so we don't like going anywhere. And we like staying home and being with ourselves. Okay. We love the comfiness and comfy nature of our homes, of our beds. And yet we are huge Disneyland fans, and we will go to Disneyland multiple times a year. And it makes no sense.
I'm hearing Disneyland
for people. Disneyland, yes.
We going to California.
Yeah, well, we do go to we do go down to Florida. We will do Disney World and stuff like that. But I am not like I'm so much more. I grew up going to Disneyland. I'm much more of a Disneyland fan than I am a Disney World fan.
That's interesting. Sure. You are in a minority of people I have talked to. So let's give me the rundown here. I am curious as to why. So take out the growing up with it. What maybe some specific things that you prefer over Disney World?
Number one, Disneyland is much more casual of an experience. So you get more tourists that go to the Disney World area. So it's more crowded. It's overloaded with people. So that's number one. Number two, Disneyland and California Adventure, the two main theme parks that they have there in California, are literally just separated by a small plaza that you just walk across. So you can easily bounce between the two parks all day long just by walking, as opposed to Disney World, which has a massive amount of parks that you have to take a tram, a trolley, a boat, a monorail, drive to, pay for parking, whatever, right? So you have that experience with the Disney World side of things. So you got overloaded capacities and then so spread out, it's hard to get to everything.
Oh, yeah.
All that being said, right? You have Disney World that has this massive amount of theme parks, right? All you know, got Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios,
yep.
and Animal Kingdom, right? So you got 4 major parks plus the water parks.
Yep.
Disneyland, between Disneyland and California Adventure, they have more rides than those 4 parks.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you're going for rides,
yeah. Okay.
You have more options at Disneyland.
Okay.
You have more options in California. So you got more rides, less capacity, much more casual of experience, and you can easily park hop between the two. To me, that's a no-brainer. I just don't get it. Oh, and by the way, the weather's better. Let's just throw that in.
I won't argue with you there. Yeah.
You don't, you're 100%. Not walking through the armpit of Florida on a daily basis and just moist constantly. You're either moist like from the heat, or then that 2 p.m. rainstorm that's going to hit every freaking day while you're there, right? And then, by the way, you're moist again after that, right? So, like,
I'm not asking if you have a button for that because I don't want to hear that.
I should have a moist button. I just need it to just go moist, 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 moist. I just need a button that does that.
I will be highly disappointed if I
need to file that away. He used to have a nut button. I just said nut. I don't know why.
Just don't follow the 2 back to back.
What did he say?
I have officially turned this entire podcast into DGen hours. You are welcome.
I'm done.
Chat.
I'm done. I'm done. So, back when I used
to regretting asking me to be on this right now, by the way. Like he is, I can see it already. I can see it in his eyes. He's what the did I just do?
So hear me out here. So when I used to do these Instagram lives before I went on YouTube, my buddy and I, we would have a Monday episode, which was the official episode. And then Friday, and that would be the one that was recorded and everybody could rewatch. Then we would have a Friday episode, which was called After Hours. And that's where it was not posted for viewing because you just didn't know what happened. I'm getting those vibes. Like we're in those vibes right now. So
I have to.
And I need to have. I'm bored.
I have to. So that's why I've got the bleep button and everything like that. Like my live streams are very. They're very PG-13. We do have what I call a Rutledge After Dark type of stream, or we call it a RAD. It's a RAD stream, Rutledge After Dark, where anything goes.
Okay.
But when the podcast and whatnot that I have with my co-host, who is Bricks O'Brien, he's a family first content creator, and so
I gotcha. Okay.
I have specifically had to lock it up. When it, especially when we're doing the podcast and things like that, insert the bleep button. But really, when I started my Twitch channel out of the gate, it was designed in a way that I wanted, for the most 90% of the time, I wanted it to be a channel that I would be comfortable with my son watching.
Yeah. Okay. Yep,
right.
That makes sense.
And at the time, he was 5 years younger than he is now because I've been doing it for 5 years. So that was where I went into it thinking, and I've kind of kept that same feeling going. Now we do play some adult video games from time to time, and we do have those rad streams or whatever. But for the most part, I would say 90% of the time we keep it PG-13, maybe some Shrek innuendo type of things. But like that's as far as we go. So it's not family friendly, family first, whatever, but it's more of that PG-13 kind of vibe, kind of whatever. We're allowed, I like to say we're allowed 1 F-bomb and 1 nipple a night. Like that's where we're at, and we usually get by with it.
Okay, so I'm just tossing this out there. I need to know when the next rad night is because God experienced that.
We used to have, so my schedule kind of changed at the back half of this year. And I used to be live, it was every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then we would do it at night. And then that was easy. So you always knew. You always knew when a rad stream was, because if I was scheduling something at night, we were good to go. Then I switched my schedule to be 5 p.m. Eastern. And now it's just kind of when we're feeling it. I do tend to let it go when I know we're going to be gaming, because the games you can either be playing something that's a little bit more adult oriented, and that kind of default causes it. We were playing that Arc Raiders game tonight, and that uses proximity chat. And at that point, I can't control what other people in the game are saying.
Sure.
And so I have to be careful of that. And frankly, if I'm gaming in something kind of competitive, I can't guarantee I won't slip. So
that's, so
it's like I tend to save the rad streams for when we're gaming at that point. But then, we were working on Lego one night, and somebody walked into the chat and dropped an F-bomb, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. Like, that's where we're at, and like, it's just kind of one of those things. Now, if I'm not really prepared, but again, we're kind of at night, it's fine, whatever. I've been definitely a lot more casual with it since I switched to more of a nighttime schedule in the Eastern time zone than I had been when I was doing more daytime stuff. So it's been that. It's, I don't know really when we're going to do it, but man, it used to be an event. When we did a rad stream, it was an event. It was like, oh my God, he's going live at 8 p.m. It's going to be a rad stream. All the F-bombs you can think of, baby. Let's go, and we just don't do that anymore.
You did basically just tell me I just have to come in a stream and drop an F-bomb, and then it turns into a rad night. So
it kind of does. Or I just say, well, there's our one for the night. Somebody show a nipple. And we're good. We're good for the night. I will still tend to, and it's almost out of habit, I will still tend to reach for the bleep button, even if we're in a rad stream kind of night.
Yep.
Again, it's kind of out of habit, but also it's, it's part of the comedy too. Like it's, I personally think they did the PG-13 Deadpool version a few years ago, right? They did it was the Christmas version, and he had his little bleep button or whatever. I almost thought that was more funny than going nuts with the F-bombs.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that's kind of my humor. And so but listen, I'm very much number one when it comes to personality, internet versus real life. This is me. This is who I am. When you hang out with me in real life, this is who I am. Outside of the fact, I tend to curse like a sailor. I don't have a bleep button I'm walking around with. And so that's the one opposite that you get versus, the online persona is really that. That's the only major difference is I will probably curse like a sailor.
I'm not gonna. I don't know how, because that's we're similar in that aspect too. I don't know how I've learned to filter myself, but the conversation, it just stays.
Being a parent helps. Being a parent helps. That taught me to, keep it locked up or whatever. And I will say, as my son has gotten older, the wife and I both have kind of I think my wife more than me, which is bizarre, have tend to let those F-bombs slip a little bit more. Yeah. I think it's the puzzles. Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's warped her brain. And now she just, drops the F-bombs. I'm like, our child is present. What are you doing?
Yeah, I get it. Man, there's just some people you cross paths with in life and you don't know why, but that's it. I love it.
I am so sorry.
I love it. I absolutely
Your poor viewers are just like, oh my God, what is going on? What have we walked into?
No, this is what this is what I just love people. And like I said, I'm like you. This is why I do live things, because number one, I suck at editing. Won't even try, but I just like lives because it's just who I am. So I don't have to do anything with it. It's just what you see is what you get. So
I'm that way just because I'm lazy. I love editing, but man, I'm one of the laziest humans on the planet. And listen, live, I don't know how in 5 years I have not been canceled. I don't get it. I don't know. I have said I should not be on the internet. I have said and done things that have now, are now on the internet forever. And that's probably not good.
Well, depends who's looking, right?
Exactly.
You could look like an angel to some.
No. Well, I have dressed up as Cupid once.
Oh, have you? That's okay.
So
Well, I mean, that's
multiple
kind
times,
of.
not more. Yeah, not once, multiple times.
Are you talking like full blown like
Red
diaper?
Speedo and all, baby.
Oh, red speed. Wow. Okay, so we took it an extra level there. I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
diaper, but you red speed.
I've worn a diaper on stream too. I have done stuff that I should not. I'm telling you, I should never be allowed on the internet. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing?
So I'm going to be honest with you. I just started I started the whole social media thing last October, and I really was just Instagram only. So I only knew a couple of the bigger name YouTubers that just did Lego. And I guess it wasn't until my Instagram searches started becoming a little bit more on the wild side that I started coming across
Gotta watch that
more of the
search algorithm, my guy. Go search some freaking puppy videos, dude. What are you doing?
And then you pop up one day and
it was those dang feet pic searches he was doing, chat.
Oh man. No, it was the red Speedo searches, man. I need one of those damn buttons. Oh, this is good. Oh man, I love it. Oh gosh, all right. So
I need to start sending you some panda videos or something. Get you out of this weird algorithm where you found me.
Not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this algorithm journey. So all right. So you are who you are. So I'm curious, as a kid, let's ignore Lego for the moment. We're getting into that in a second here. But as a kid, what were some of your interests and hobbies that you had, and have any of those kind of molded who you are now?
Good question. Yeah. So when I was a kid, I mean, yes, Lego was a very involved. But I always had a passion for cinema and and film and what was going on there and how to create it and stuff like that. And I was the kid at every family function with a video camera in my hand, trying to make the next Steven Spielberg epic adventure of the noodles and mashed potatoes at that particular family event. You know what I mean? That really shaped what I would do later in life. Like that was through high school, it was go work at a movie theater, and then that was like my first major career, was doing that kind of stuff. And I owned a consulting firm with a buddy that we specialized in independent movie theater operations. And so we would be hired by, for lack of a better term, that we would be hired by rich people there was a big boom of independent theaters that popped up in the early 2000s. And they were trying to combat the larger chains, the Regals, the Edwards, the AMCs, whatever, right? And a lot of these guys were in real estate and things like that, so they had plots of land where they had nothing to do with, and so they're like,
yeah, sure,
I'm going to put a movie theater in this small town or that small town or whatever. And,
Hallmark movie.
Yeah, and so but they didn't know. They didn't have the first inkling of how to actually do any of that stuff. What they need to do, run it, whatever, the equipment to buy. So then they would hire like me and my firm, and we would come in and we would buy their equipment. We would write their policies and procedures. We would set up their point of sale systems and all of these other things. We would book their films. We would hire their staff. We would train their managers, all this stuff. And then after that was off and going, we would bounce. And we brought back in like little times here or there and for consulting things like that. But that was kind of like my first major career. And I did a lot of that during college. And I went to college because I was like, I already have a job. I went to college to learn. And so I went to college for theater and film study.
Yeah.
And wasn't really going for a job. I was just going to learn. And but it was still kind of in that same passion, right? And then during that time, back in my pretty days, not what I look like now, I was doing the acting thing as well. So I was doing theater acting, I was doing commercial acting, modeling, stuff like that. And that then translated to, becoming friends with a director of one of my commercial shoots I was in. And I was starting to get burnt out of my industry that I was working in. And I said, hey, I've always wanted to do this. Like, always wanted to do this. I've always, I've made short films on my own. I have no idea what I'm doing, whatever. I did reel-to-reel editing in high school and college and whatever. And I'm like, I want to learn how to actually do nonlinear editing. I want to learn how to shoot. I want to learn. I said, I will literally leave my career and I will come be your intern.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I will leave everything behind and I will just, whatever. And he agreed. And basically I did all of my training like in that particular field, kind of in real time with him, unpaid. And I did that for a year. And then finally took that and then got a job doing, like I said, the video marketing for the local CVB. So I was doing all of the, commercials, like tourism commercials. And we did this was back before YouTube was what it is today.
Yeah.
And long form content was not really a thing back in 2006 and 2007. And so, I was like doing one of the first like real main, like long form type of shows on YouTube. It was called Doing Indie. And it was a tourism, show. And at first I just worked on it. I was behind the scenes. I was the camera operator and the editor and whatever. And then eventually transitioned into the host of that and then just did the editing. So I would hire the camera guy to go with me and do that as opposed to being the camera guy. And through that, ended up becoming friends with a lot of, between the commercials and that show and whatnot, I became friends with a lot of the crew in my town. And I always knew I had a passion to do the crew thing because like, even when I was doing the modeling or the commercial work or whatever, I would always find myself hanging out with the crew on those sets as opposed to the other cast.
Yep.
And I just vibed with them more. And, I, eventually was talked into by this crew that I was working with, time and time again, to leaving my position there, steady salaried income and whatever. Come start a production house with us. Come run a production studio. And so I got talked into doing that. And I had kind of reached my pinnacle at that point because, from a CVB standpoint, we had just hosted the Super Bowl in 2012. And as a dude running like the video marketing and having access to that and whatever, like, I don't know when we're ever going to get a Super Bowl again in Indianapolis, but I'm like, I've reached the top. Like there's like literally in the position I'm in, there are two more steps from where I'm at right now. And that is creative director and VP of marketing, right? That was literally as far as I could go. Yeah, sure. And both of those dudes were very good friends of mine, number one, but they were also like very solidified and they were young and they weren't going anywhere. You know what I mean? They were very happy Hoosiers at that point. Like, and so like they're not going to go take a job at another CVB in another city because they are very happy where they are right now. Their family's here and all that stuff. Okay. So they're not going anywhere. So I kind of reached the top. Like I could not go anywhere else. So the next logical step for me was to go be freelance, go run go own my own production house, own my own production company and, kind of do that. And that was literally what, that was my next iteration of my career was that. And instead of being in front of the camera, directing behind the camera and producing and writing and shooting and editing and all of those things that go along with it. But it all started because I was that kid at all the family functions with a camera in my hand at every single family function trying to be the next Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, so you literally ran with it. I mean, something that you loved and enjoyed, you just took it and carried it on through the lifetime there.
Yep. Self-taught, like completely self-taught, and that was before YouTube was it is today, where if you want to look up how to do anything, you can look it up on YouTube now. You got YouTube University out the wazoo. At the time, that was not the case. So that was like my challenge from that director was, before you can be an intern, I want to see how passionate you are behind it. He was like, I need you to shoot and edit something for me.
Oh, interesting.
And I, at that time, I built myself to do this. I built myself a PC, learned how to taught me how to build a PC, pirated Adobe Premiere Pro at the time, off of some torrent site or something like that. I don't remember where I got it. And I took that same little like handy cam style video camera that I had, and I recorded myself making noises, and then I edited those noises into music.
Okay.
So it made it like, it just kind of kept bouncing, and it like made musical notes by doing those things. And that was how I taught myself how to edit in Adobe Premiere. I think I went and got a book at the library or something like that, and like kind of read through like how to do it or whatever. Because again, boy, y'all kids out there, you don't know how easy you got it.
I was going to say,
you want to learn how to do anything, you just look it up on YouTube, man. We had to use paper and a library. Yeah. But that was how I did it. It was and it was a blast. It was a blast to figure that out. And that translated into like Adobe at the time was a nice stepping stone into Final Cut Pro on a Mac. That was my biggest hurdle, was learning how to use a Mac, because I couldn't build myself a Mac. So I had to learn from moving from a PC to using a Mac, using Final Cut Pro. I think it was Final Cut Pro 5 at the time, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just haven't looked back since.
Yeah. Well, so I promise you we dive back into Stranger Things. So you just mentioned something about theater. So this is going to bring me back into it. What's your thoughts on the Broadway show that gives you the backstory for Stranger Things, for I guess you can say, I don't know what I think the play is just about one, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it his backstory?
Yes.
I think it's all just about him. I can't remember if it adds any.
It's about him, but it's about how he intermingles with some of our other main adult characters. Yeah.
So
I never saw it.
We'll see. And that's,
so, but I love that they're giving us like they gave us a little nugget in volume 1 about that, like, because that is canon. That is like the Duffers have said, like, this is canon. This is a canon story. This is a canon backstory. It does. They are kind of George Lucasing it a little bit. Like, it does contradict a couple little things, and it's like, okay. But we just kind of wait and see. I think in volume 2, like, where like more of that story I think is going to come out and apply, like why he's afraid of that particular cave and all that stuff. But doing the deep dives again, going to YouTube University, like getting those deep dives from people that have seen it or have done the research on it, and knowing that what's his name, Victor. Was his name Victor? No, Henry. Henry, like, was pulled into, and that's what that play shows you, is that he was pulled into as a young boy into whatever they call it. I can't think what they call it. They have a name. It's not the Upside Down. It's like the world between worlds there. It's like, Universe X or something like that. Yeah. And that it's because he spent like 12 hours or something in that particular place, it altered his blood, and that's what gave him powers. And so when he came out, and that's why he's one, when he came out, and his personality was corrupted and changed and whatnot, and that's what the laboratory was experimenting on, was taking his blood and injecting it. And then we kind of got that backstory with L or 11 and whatnot. It was like the fetuses were injected with that blood during when they were still in the mother and all that stuff. And that's how they got the powers that they have now. So none of them were born with powers, but that's why Will, spoiler, that's why Will is showing, listen, if you've been on the internet in the last month, you're spoiled. Okay. That's why Will is showing powers now, is because Vecna either changed something in him, or because of how much time he spent in the Upside Down in that first season, altered his blood and gave him powers, which is what happened to Henry Creel, Vecna, one, whatever, right?
I've also
I love that it all connects. Like I love that they're bringing that all together, and that they've kind of had this outline since season 1 of how this is all going to work. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, I don't ever like, it's kind of like the Marvel with the TV shows. I don't like how only certain audiences can get to see things. Like, okay, you make this play great, but give it some time, like X amount of time, and then record it and put it on Netflix to watch it or something like that. Because I feel like not everybody can get to Broadway to watch that show. So I feel like you're kind of, people are missing out on that.
Right. Marvel has a bad problem with you needing to do required reading in order to see a lot of the stuff you have to do. And I get that. This is being done in a way where there's some mystery there, but I have a feeling that they are sophisticated enough storytellers that they will be able to fill you in enough to understand what is happening. And then if you want further explanation, more of those Easter eggs explained or whatever, like there's that fun backstory thing that you can go back and revisit afterwards. Like maybe they do eventually put it up, on a Netflix or something, where you have a, like they did with Hamilton or whatever, like they have like an actual, I have a feeling that will happen. I really do. And at that point it'll be like, oh, that's what that was, like in the real, it'll all make more sense. It'll still make sense, I feel like, in the end, but it'll make more sense after you see those little tidbits of things.
Yeah. See, I guess for me, like, the way my brain works is like, I'd rather finish the show and be like curious about something. And then they say, hey, we're coming out with a play. Like, to me, it's like they mix them together. I feel like maybe you would have gotten a better turnout if you would have had it after the fact. Does that sound, you get what I'm saying? Like you're craving more, so then you can go to this show rather than having it in between.
Yeah. I mean, it's both ways. You can make a case both, both ways. You can revitalize that Broadway show because of this, right?
Yeah,
like you can get done, and then all of a sudden that, like, the show goes on another run, or the stage show goes on another run, and boom, there you go. Or you now have the budget to actually do a more production, television production version of it, that's recorded, during some of the shows and whatnot, like they did with Hamilton, because of the, new generated excitement about it and stuff. So, I can see it. So it's nice that it's there, because for the people that did go see it, like they're getting, like, that was a big deal for them, right? When they show that flashback, whatever, where, Max is in that school, and that they like I can see right now the people that saw that go, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like that's a huge moment for them. And that's a big payoff for those Uber fans that went to go see it. And so that's a nice carrot to give them, right?
Yeah. I agree.
And then on the flip side, it's, it gives people an opportunity to be like, that's why you need to go see that. Like that's, and like, I can see it working both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I wish it could have been more of like either some sort of traveling production, like in select cities, that give people maybe a wider opportunity. I know, but like when you're in it now, like I want now. I don't want to go see it a year later. I want
patience, young one. Come on now.
Oh, come on. It's 20.
Y'all, this is what Netflix has done. This is what Netflix has done to us. Okay. We have no patience for narrative. We have no patience. We want to get right to the freaking point. First of all, we want all of the episodes dropped immediately. We don't want to have to wait. And, we're in that binge mentality and that short form mentality, and everything we have to jump from YouTube short to YouTube short to Instagram reel to Instagram reel. We need instant gratification. Dude, it did not used to be that way, man. Like I did grow up in the Cheers era. Like I knew, we didn't get to visit Sam and Diane, but once a week at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday, man. Like that's where we lived.
That's fair. Yeah. But look at it this way too, because you have to feel bad. And I pray to God I'm not one of those. But just think, it is December 30th, and you kicked the bucket. You missed it. You missed the Stranger Things finale.
if I kick the bucket before that comes out, I'm gonna have a lot more other things to worry about than the finale of Stranger Things, my guy.
But you get what I'm saying? Like
no,
yeah.
you are wrong. It's fine to have an opinion, but you are wrong.
Oh no, come on. It's been how long is how long? It's been 10 years since
I lived, right? I loved living through the Lost fandom, because that as a weekly show with all of the mystery surrounding it.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, you would watch that show, and the next morning you would go to work, and you and your lost friends were diagnosing and trying to figure out and theorizing and whatever. We need more of that.
Yeah, I get
in
it.
entertainment these days. We need that. This instant gratification isn't always. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan, and when that ending happened in Volume 1, we were like, no. But like on part of it, it's still been fun because like we were able to have these conversations and theorize and, you know, like have these moments to experience with our family, with our friends about a show that we love. And it's nice. This split up format's kind of a nice hybrid where it's giving us a chunk and then letting us talk about it for a while, and then giving us another chunk and then letting us talk about it for a while.
It's a marketing ploy.
But I mean, you know, movies are that way too. And I love that movies have still done that, you know, where we still have, you know, the Star Wars, the Marvels, whatever, where we were able to, you know, have a couple year gap between those and try to decide what's going to happen. I mean, dude, the end of like Infinity War was peak. You know what I mean? Like ending it the way they did and having to wait a year to get that resolution. Oh, baby. Like, I know Matrix tried it. Nobody gave a crap. Like, because that movie was so bad. Nobody cared by the end of, and it was so messed up. Like, it was so wild and so out of left field. Like, nobody cared. But Infinity War was basically it. Like, it was The Empire Strikes Back. It was our heroes lost. Now what? And you know, we're just gonna watch Lando ride off into the sunset and figure out where do we go from here. And it was the same way with Infinity War. It was like, wow, our heroes lost. Like, what do they do? You know, where's you know, whatever. And I feel like that's what we're gonna get at the end of Volume 2 with Stranger Things. Is gonna be that moment. It's gonna be it's gonna be so, y'all are gonna be so depressed on the 26th. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I guarantee you on December 26th, y'all are just going to want to sleep the entire day. Like, so, that's all you're going to do.
In my opinion, I think Marvel would have gotten a better result if they would have ended Endgame the exact same way. They almost did, but then it didn't happen. I think you would have gotten a bigger reaction, and it's a multiverse. You can do whatever you want. So in what series do the bad guys win twice to finish a series? That's my opinion.
You couldn't do that twice. I mean, you could do that twice.
You could. I mean, because just think about it. You see exactly what, because you just showed me what I'm talking about. You can't do that twice.
Yeah, but that was a culmination of, you know, 10 years, 30 movies or whatever. Like, that was a culmination of, and you can't end it on a downer. I mean, it was still kind of was. Like, if you think about it, like, it wasn't like the ultimate happy-go-lucky whatever ending. Like, there was finality to it in a lot of ways, and not everybody won, you know. And so I think it still did that, but it was such a strong ending point. That's why they had a hard time crawling back out of it. It literally is Return of the Jedi with, you know, murder bears eating all of the Imperial officers at the end and serving it to the rebellion. It's where do you go? And, you know, you know, there is a struggle of making a sequel, you know, after that, like that follow-up. And frankly, they did a good job, because they did the multiverse, and they did a great follow-up with Spider-Man. But technically, Spider-Man was the end of that phase, I think. Yeah.
So, but I guess like my problem with that kind of stuff is, like, you don't know what's all into the build up to the end of it. But at the end of the day, like, I walked in Endgame and I already knew how it was going to end. Like, the good guys win. Like, you just know it. How they win, you don't know. So I guess that's what I'm getting at. Like, that Infinity War shock value was one of the most shocking endings to a movie. You didn't see that coming. And so with these rules of multiverses and all this crap, you literally can change anything at any point or say that was a different time. I don't know. I just thought you would have gotten a bigger reaction out of ending it the same way twice because nobody saw that coming. You knew they were going to win at the end of Endgame. Who died? You know, you didn't know that, or how they won, you didn't know that, but you knew they were.
Yeah.
And so if he would have snapped a second time, I would have lost it because that just doesn't happen. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's I
yeah.
just
But it's still these movies are for kids. You can't do that to kids twice.
it is PG-13, so these 13-year-olds can handle it.
It's still for kids. It's like Star Wars. Those are kids movies.
That's
you know what I mean.
Oh, so I got to watch DC movies to get those kind of endings, I guess.
DC movies are for kids now too.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Unless you're watching Peacemaker, I guess.
Oof. Well, that's yeah. All right, let's hop into your Lego journey here a little bit. So I'm going to ask you to go back a few years. You mentioned already you did have Lego play a role in your childhood. So what exactly did you have, or what did you play with as far as Lego as a kid? Did you have sets, bulk? What were you up to?
Didn't have a lot of sets. I was too poor for those shenanigans.
Sure. Yeah.
I had, I had a kind of a bin full of loose bricks that I would use to create stuff. I did have one Blacktron set, but that was pretty much it. I loved Lego. I hid the fact that I loved Lego. I was already, at the time when I was a kid, the Lego marketing was Zach the Lego Maniac. And so the fact my name was that, like, I was already teased about it. And that was before anybody knew that I actually enjoyed Lego. So I was like, I'm not going to play into the stereotype. What are we doing? So I kind of hid the fact that I was kind of invested in it. And then, but like I said, I didn't have a ton at the time. I always loved it. I found myself really building and cannibalizing my like cousins' Lego more than, because they had all the big sets, they had the big pirate ship sets and this big space sets and all this other stuff, Mtron and all this other stuff. And so I would cannibalize their stuff when they weren't looking and, play with that. But I kind of, because of that, because I didn't have a lot, I kind of fell out of it pretty quick. I think I was done around age 13, 14, maybe. And really didn't pick it back up until, I didn't pick it back up really at all, but I did go out and buy some sets again in 99, used some graduation money and went and bought my first Star Wars Lego set.
Oh, nice.
They had made that pact. And as soon as I bought that and realized how expensive it was, I was like, get the heck out of here. Who can afford this? I can't do this. So I kind of was like one and done at that point, and didn't really buy any more. And then hit a massive dark age. So like I didn't buy a single Lego set until, I think it was probably like 2013, 2014, maybe.
Okay. Yep.
And then I just started buying them because my son was already born at that point, and I kept telling the wife that, well, he needs that for Christmas, and she'd be like, he's 2, and I was like, oh, it's fine, whatever.
It's important.
I'll save it for him. And she's like, but you're building it right now. And no. I mean, like, I'll build it and then he can play with it later, done. And I did. I let him. That was the thing. Like, even at a young age, like, he got to play with all the Lego that I put together for him, and that's why I still have it all, but it's all in pieces. The minifigs are absolutely destroyed, and it's sad because we probably had some pretty good stuff that a lot of people would probably covet. I was just gonna these days, but it's just all in a giant sack of shame at this point, not organized at all, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you sound like you have a lot of time on your hands, so you can probably go through the bags and
exactly. I'll never get that. I will never get that thing. Or I'm just going to end up. I want to just take that giant bag and just like send it all to Lego and be like, "Can you give me some money for this, please?"
You know what? They had a take back program.
They had a take back program. Yeah. It was like 25 pounds of pop or whatever it was, and it's not a very good exchange value, but exchange value. But I mean,
but hey, it's free Lego money, so
you're not wrong.
All right, so obviously behind us we have the Death Star. Is that the Millennium Falcon off to
Yes.
your. Okay, so
Yes.
you're primarily Star Wars, or what else are you collecting?
I have a big problem. My major fandom with the Lego brand is the Lego brand.
Yes.
And so that has been a detriment to my wallet. I do tend to lean more into I really like the idea sets more than anything. Ideas and icons tend to really be the ones that I gravitate towards most. It used to be strictly Star Wars Lego.
Okay.
Excuse me. But like a lot of people, you get a little tired of putting gray bricks together all the time,
Fair. That's fair.
And especially lately, the pricing on them just absolutely makes no sense. And so it's been a little rough to continue down the Harry Potter was the same way, to continue down those IPs like that.
Yep. Harry Potter's a lot of brown, so
Harry Potter's a lot of brown. They do have some great sets, and some of my favorites, honestly. Harry Potter with the Hogwarts icon set with the big owl and the stack of books it's one of my favorite sets of all time. I really enjoyed the Burrow, the Weasley house this past year.
The new one, yeah.
Yep. That was one of my favorite sets last year.
Yep.
Big fan. But and frankly, it's unfortunate, but there hasn't been a lot of Star Wars sets that I've actually been tickled about. Like, I've put them together. I think the Venator was one of the last ones I feel like I put together where I was like really, really jazzed about it. That
was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. That UCS TIE Fighter was pretty good.
Okay. Or 3 years ago. I can't remember. 2 or 3 years ago.
But like, the Death Star,
Slice?
I mean, it does slice. I have no problem with the design. Like I was fine with it.
No,
at first, like it caught me off guard, right?
Yeah.
And it took me a little bit to warm up to the idea, but seeing it, I was like, okay, that's how you do that set. Like to do a massive Death Star set.
Yep.
I get it. Like that's what you do. I don't think it's $1,000 set.
No.
Even at 9,023 pieces or whatever, it's not $1,000 set. That is an $850 set. It should be in line with all the other UCS sets of that scale, regardless if it's 9,000 pieces or not. I'm still shocked it's 9,000. I mean, it's technically under 9 because the minifigs count as pieces.
That's true.
And so there's a lot of that going on where it gets, a lot lower. And there's a lot of the piece padding that we all have come to know and love. There's a lot of stacking of plates to make a single brick and stuff. They did some neat things like, the Starfield in the back using the Harry Potter wands to kind of create the Starfield it's a neat idea. I really enjoyed that. But the most surprising thing about the UCS Death Star is the fact that it's underwhelming. Like that's the surprising thing about it. Like when you build it, it's very simple. There's very little Technic, which you would think with something that large, it would have a lot of Technic structure behind it. It has very little. The most Technic is for the elevator shaft that you do.
Okay.
And that's a very simplistic. Everything about it is simple.
Okay.
And if you're spending $1,000 US on a set like that, I think you want maybe a little bit more of a challenge.
Sure.
Maybe something that pushes the envelope a little bit. And unfortunately, what you see and what you get is a lot of corners being cut to maximize profits.
Yeah.
Even at 9 that you can tote the line of, well, it's 9,000 pieces. Okay, it doesn't matter. Because again, you're stacking plates. You got a lot of minifigures, and a lot of the minifigures are a lot of the same. Yeah, you added a different head underneath the stormtroopers, but you're never going to see them. You could have literally had blank heads underneath there.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter because you're never going to see them.
Yeah.
You took lesser versions of minifigures that you already have on the market and put them in there, and it's those kinds of corners that are cut on stuff like that it really kind of turns me off to what they're doing and some of the moves they're making as a company when it comes to these things, because it's hard to justify that. Like it really is hard to justify to other fans and say, oh yeah, that's worth that. No, it's not worth that. And one of the reasons why I'm doing a light kit on it is because I personally feel like it needs it. I don't think that set, even at $1,000, stands alone without something else to make it feel special. That does not show well. Like even
especially
with an
without the minifigs.
Oh God, without the mini, I mean, it just looks blank. But even with the minifigs in there, it's so dark and cavernous.
Yeah.
In the different modules that you have, it doesn't show well. And I get that was the reason why they didn't put a face on it was, they want it to be a focal point in your collection where you can see into these different scenes. The problem is because of the way it's designed, it's a lot of dark areas throughout. Sure. And so the unfortunate thing is in order to make it special, you have to go beyond what Lego provides and get a light kit for it.
Which is half the cost of the set.
It is. And, and look, I know there are other options out there. And I haven't used them. I don't know what their experience will be. I don't know, what it's going to look like. I can only speak to the Light My Bricks kit I am using. And that kit is very thought out.
Yeah.
And I don't like light kits in sets for the sake of having light kits in sets. I like the light to be justified. And part of that's the cinematographer in me. Like I like it to be influenced by something, right? I like the light sources to make sense. Yeah. And that's something that company does very, very well compared to some other companies that I have seen or worked with.
I agree.
And they've also done a very good job at hiding the wires. The back is perfect for that because you're never showing the back. It's a mess back there anyway. So who cares? And that's basically like they are also like, well, you want to tie this wire back here? And I'm like, nah, whatever. I don't need that. Like nobody's going to see it. I don't care. So I'm not going to beat my head against a wall trying to like tie wires back and stuff like that because it's all behind there and nobody's going to see it. I don't care. Nope. I cannot recommend that Death Star set to even a massive Lego Star Wars fan, Lego fan, whatever, because it doesn't do enough special to justify the cost. You could do, there are so many other better sets, especially this year, that came out that you could combine all of those and do some, do something else with that money. That's going to provide you so much more than that UCS Death Star.
I agree. I mean, in a way, I almost thought, instead of coming out with one set, you probably could have made more. You could have sold a shell and then filled in with all the different dioramas, and you probably could end up going over 1,000.
Yeah, we've had other people that I know. I've seen one of them in chat right now. Is Hagar the Great has brought that up to me and said like, hey, why it's the Harry Potter method, like doing the modules of the castle and kind of whatever. Yeah, you could do that, but like. Part of me is like you have the shell and it's just going to sit weirdly empty for a long time. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, it's just not, I don't know if it's conducive to that. I mean, that's a complete redesign and rethought out. You're not going to do that with that setup. It's going to look a lot different kind of thing. I still wish like you would have had a front, fine with the flat back, leave it flat. Make it half, but have a doll style. Think of like the old 80s like carrying cases that we used to have for all of our Star Wars things, right? Like it just kind of opens up dollhouse style and you have that kind of thing. And that's the way it worked. Where it doesn't sit open like that because again, without that light kit, man, it is just going to look like a black hole back there. It is not going to look good. So I don't get it. And I know there are some people out there that are like, oh no, I like it. No, you don't. You really don't. You're just trying to justify that you spend $1,000 on it. I'm fine. I'm comfortable enough that, I dropped that money. But I'm comfortable enough in critiquing it the way it should be critiqued and saying it was not worth that money. And I hope that's part of what I want to do on Twitch is showcase stuff and say like, this is worth the money. Like this is really worth it. You should spend the money on this. This is fine. Versus I took one for the team here. I did that with the X Mansion last year. I was like, that set is horrible. And I'm like, and I wanted it to be good, man. I wanted it to be good.
I agree.
And that set is, and I know I turned a lot of people off from buying that set after I built that live for people. Like they were like, nope, absolutely not getting that. And, yeah, it's not. It's but there's a lot of sets that surprise me. Like at first when I saw the Star Wars logo sign, I was like, huh, okay. But then I saw the potential of it,
Oh,
and
sure.
I really and the design of it, the build was really cool. Had a great time, and then did like a cool thing stand with it where I have like all the minifigures with it and like things flying off of it, like spaceships and stuff. And I can see that being the potential with the Death Star of being this fun, almost empty canvas, blank canvas where you can kind of do it. Like I am excited to throw in. Like I already have it sitting over here. Throw in like some Christmas decorations, a Christmas tree, and use some of those Christmas VIP packs that we used to get, and putting the Christmas advent calendar characters in that thing, and and I can see the potential of stuff like that, like really taking an opportunity to make it your own. But that's a pretty hefty price to do something like that with. So
that's true. I mean,
it'd be one thing if it was an amazing building experience, but I will say this: I enjoyed building that more than I enjoyed building the UCS Falcon. I was not a fan of that Falcon.
That's why, I hear that. It's a beautiful showpiece, but
it looks great. That's the thing; it looks better than that. You know what I mean? It looks fantastic, and that's why it's still going to be the pinnacle of the Star Wars collector sets. But because it shows better. But as far as the building experience goes, like I'm terrified to look at. Like, there's so much cool stuff going inside that Falcon, and I can't show anybody ever because I'm like, I don't. Speaking of puzzles, it's like a puzzle putting it all back together, like all the paneling and stuff. I hate it, despise it.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. The thing for me for the Death Star is, I don't know what you could have called it, but I think if you just could have taken UCS off of it, I think
maybe your Master Builder series. Yeah,
I remember talking about that. Yeah,
it's going to be hard to justify $1,000 Master Builder.
Yeah,
though.
That's fair. I mean, you could have. I don't know what you could have called it, but yeah, if you would have taken the UCS name off of it, I think that maybe could have taken some of the pressure off you. But
at $1,000, it doesn't matter. At $1,000, if you're going to make it $1,000, which they were very, very obviously going to do, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's still $1,000 Lego set, and $1,000 Lego set has to somehow justify that price through building experience, displayability, or playability, and it doesn't do any of that.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion. You make an Exegol set with Palpatine floating on his machine, I'll spend whatever you want.
Good for you.
Yeah. Just because we all don't understand why he was back.
Hey man, somehow Palpatine returned. Listen, I love the sequel trilogy, so don't like. I'm not even. Hard,
I love that movie. That's why I love that. Like I'm a big Palpatine guy, so to me, I love that.
Yeah, no, I'm a big sequel trilogy fan. That is a very strong opinion for a lot of my community. They just don't understand me and my fandom when it comes to that sequel trilogy. But like, I really do enjoy it. I'm trying to visualize like what would be going on in that.
I don't know.
In that throne room.
I don't know, but give me it and I buy it. So
we're good.
Just
Let it die.
Just
leave it in the past. Let it die.
He'll be back again, right?
God. Listen, I'll take anything with Ian McDermott. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. You bring it back 100 times. I love it. It's fine.
Oh man. All right. So before we wrap up, so you're on Twitch now. What did you start on the Twitch platform? Was that your first, or was it Instagram or YouTube where you kicked off?
So again, I spent time on YouTube because of my job. But this was 2006, 2007, 8, 9. This is basically 2006 all the way through 2012. So 6 years doing, that video marketing stuff. But that was for like somebody else. But I was still a personality on there. I just was doing it for somebody else's banner. I've been a part of all social media because of that. Like, it was a part of Instagram and TikTok and I can't remember all now. I mean, MySpace.
Oh gosh.
Top 8. My top 8's still out there somewhere. But I when I started running my own production company, again, it was more of I was posting for my production company about what we were doing and, the shoots we were on and stuff like that. It wasn't gaining like a massive following or anything like that. And it really wasn't until 2020 when the world shut down.
Yep.
That, that was when my job kind of went real, because again, I was in live television.
Yep.
I was in making commercials. I was into, all that live production stuff kind of went away because nobody was making TV. Everybody was Zoom calling, right?
Yeah.
And so I needed to find a way to have still have a creative outlet. And I had stumbled upon a guy on YouTube who was going through the playthrough of the new Final Fantasy remake game.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII remake. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
And so, and I was playing the game. I still think somehow Square Enix was responsible for the pandemic because they wanted their game to be massive or whatever. But because it all happened at the same time.
Yeah.
But while I was playing it, I was watching this guy's playthroughs and stuff, and I figured out that he was over on Twitch.
Okay.
And I had never really messed with Twitch.
Sure.
I knew it existed, but I never really I think I'd already had created an account maybe at some point in time.
Okay.
But I don't think I ever really watched it or anything like that. So anyway, I went over and started watching him, and I was like, listen, I've got cameras in my house. I've got a way to, I had it was called a Blackmagic Media Presenter that we had used for other live production. We used to do a lot of Facebook Live for one of our clients.
Oh, sure.
And so I was like, I already have this. I have this gear. I have this equipment. I have audio. I have, video. I have everything I need. I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so I started the typical thing. I started gaming.
Okay.
And but at the time, I had decided that was going to be my opportunity to go through some of this backlog of Lego that I had accumulated over the years. And never really had a chance to build. So it was like go through my backlog of video games and go through my backlog of Lego during the pandemic. Like that was my plan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it all live and on Twitch.
Okay.
And man, it was rough. Like it was just like my setups were rough, and it was, because it was just trying to make stuff work. And at the time, like I really wanted to do I had a podcast idea that I had been kicking with my cousin. At the time, we were doing a pop culture podcast. It was called the Rut Pop Podcast. Okay. And because him and I were both very steeped in popular culture, and we really wanted to talk about, movies, music, video games, television, whatever. And so I was like, Twitch seems like a great melting pot of all of those great ideas. Like, let's do that. Had no idea other people on Twitch were doing Lego, and there weren't a lot of people. There were very few people on Twitch back in 2020 that were doing Lego. Very few. And anyway, it was fun. It was fun to kind of be an early pioneer of that category, and it just, just kind of just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And, eventually kind of walked away from the production company to, continue doing it full time. And only recently this year did I wasn't even looking for it, but was made an offer from an old client to come work for them and do this, just do video TV, go back to doing TV work again.
Okay, nice.
And there's one of those deals where it was kind of like, it was too good of an offer to refuse. And, the universe kind of was like, hey, maybe this is something you should try.
Yeah, sure.
So that was where, schedule change and whatnot came, but we're still doing it. It's just a much less, whatever. But I, had really, embraced the idea of Twitch, and Twitch discoverability is very low. Okay. And it's hard to find people. And so the common idea is that you need outside marketing to really help boost your Twitch channel. And so you need things like Instagram, you need things like, TikTok, you need things like YouTube Shorts or whatever, and cross-pollination of all of those things. I think since then, Twitch has gotten better, like when you're on the platform, finding the things that you're looking for, as long as you take the time to look around. Okay. And find it. Personally, I think it's easier to find people on Twitch doing something than it is to find people on YouTube doing it, because the algorithm on YouTube pushes all the popular people to the top. Yep. It's a lot harder to find those people. And frankly, the Instagram is the same way. It's easier to find those highly engaged posts and whatnot on Instagram than it is to find some of the people on the lower, totem pole, right? Yep. I think Instagram, or I think Twitch does a really good job of helping find people in the category. And at the time now, when we started, we did not have a Lego category on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
since then we do.
Okay,
now we
nice.
do. And so
Yep.
you can literally, if you're on Twitch looking for Lego, you can literally just go to the Lego category.
Okay.
And you can find people doing it. They have
That's-
keywords
yeah.
now. You can search Lego on keywords now and you can find. And because there's so few people, doing Lego on Twitch, it's not hard to go through that whole category very quick and find, people doing it. But there is a massive difference between Twitch and YouTube. And Twitch is much more of a community. I liken, we talked about it earlier. I liken Twitch to theater and YouTube to film. So YouTube, you're going to find, even though we're live today on YouTube, you're going to find a lot more post-produced, fancy bells and whistles videos on YouTube. And you're going to go to Twitch and you're going to find the live, anything goes, audience interaction type of vibe, very much what you would find in a theater.
Yeah.
So those are the differences between the two platforms. Twitch really emphasizes community. They have a system called rating, which if you are on Twitch and you are trying to be a streamer, if you are not rating at the end of your stream, you are part of the problem. Because that is a way, even if you don't think you have anybody watching, that is a way for you to introduce yourself to a new community, a new set of people, and say, hey, here I am, without walking into their channel while they're streaming and saying, hey, here I am.
Yeah. Okay. I have heard about that. Okay.
And so that is a fantastic way to do it. And Twitch has it built in, and it is great. And I highly encourage people like yourself, like you were talking earlier about, hey, maybe, giving Twitch a try. I highly encourage you spending at least a month, if not longer, just watching, bouncing around, learning best practices, learning what people are doing, getting ideas of how people utilize things, what works, what doesn't, and what works and what doesn't for you. What works for me may not work for you, may not work for somebody else. What maybe works for them may not work for me.
Yeah.
And so it's finding your niche in that and adapting to your own personality, because what you can easily tell is when you are not that type of person of whatever type of content you're trying to produce or put up on Twitch live, it's going to show, and it's going to show very, very quick. And there's a lot of, I'm a very excitable person. And I like, blasting the music. I like getting up and shaking my tuchus and whatever else and getting people hyped and doing that. That's not for everybody. No. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea because of that.
Yeah.
And so, but if you're not that type of person, you should not do that.
Yeah.
You should not walk in there and do that.
Oh, that's fair. All right. I am pulling up from your Instagram here just to share. I'm sure everybody here knows, but for those who don't, you can find Zach here at all his platforms: Twitch, YouTube. There's the podcast on Apple, Linktree there as well. All of his different ways to find him. Anything that's not on there that you want to toss out there?
No, that is it. I mean, Twitch is my home. Twitch is where I live. Instagram is a great way, is a great container for, my daily life, and a way to continue to share stuff outside of our normal live schedule, which is great. I would love to do more with YouTube, but I just, the only time I ever really post a YouTube video is when I really feel like I have something to say. And so you'll see, there's a lot of Lego content on there, but it's few and far between. And when I put something out, it is like I literally I feel like I've got something to say. I'm not a Lego reviewer. I don't go out. I'm not going to talk about the piece counts and things like that. My stuff is very opinion based, and it's, because it resonated with me on some level, and whether good or bad from that standpoint. But you're going to get that live, unfiltered opinion while I'm building it live on Twitch. That's the best. That's the best place to catch me.
Awesome. Okay. Well, on that note, Zach, I appreciate you taking time tonight. I know you've had a long day, so I'm going to send you off into the backstage here. Hang tight. I'm going to catch you before you go here. So I will kick you off again, this is Zach. You'll find him mainly on Twitch, but also YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else his comedy follows.
Anywhere and everywhere. Same name. I made it easy for everybody.
That's what we like, simplicity. So, all right, Zach, I will send you in the back. I'll chat with you soon. And,
thanks, gang. Appreciate you guys being here.
Next time. All right. That was Zach. Truly an honor to have him on tonight. Great guy. Make sure you go follow him. Watch all of his content. Again, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Zach M. Rutledge is where you'll find him. With that, that is a wrap on tonight's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed watching. If you don't mind, please hit that like button, subscribe to follow along, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming content. As always, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, if we brick together, we click together. See you guys.